everybody. Welcome to episode 55 of the Tiny Disc Podcast, a show about games and life. I am Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined here by the affable Jack Cepeda.
Yeah. What's up? That's my Eddie Vedder, guys. Welcome to Seattle in 2 weeks.
Woof. And the Hawaiian shirt wearing for no real reason, Collin Sparling.
She says, all
right.
And that's the end of the Tiny Disc Podcast.
That was a good show, guys. See you later next week.
So, Collin, I have to ask before we get into it, why aren't you eating a cheeseburger in paradise?
I don't know. I feel like I should be. I don't know. I'm not wearing flip flops right now, and I don't have a camera around my neck. I'm also missing the straw hat, so I can look true tourist dad.
You're Mr. Coast to Coast because you're wearing the Miami Vice shirt. You're moving to Seattle. You're playing both sides. International man of mystery here, Collin Sparling.
How do you do?
Are we going to stop at Margaritaville, though, before we get to Seattle?
Where's Margaritaville? There's like a million Margaritas.
Dude, it's right next to Pleasure Town, and Robert's wondering when you're going to take him there.
I'm also wondering, are you missing these references, my man?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, my good God.
I know you're totally throwing them out there, and they're just over my head.
Woof, woof. James
I know.
Buffett.
I'm usually the guy that's dropping them, not losing them.
James Buffett would be so disappointed in you.
It's not James Buffet.
James Buffet.
Jimmy's Buffet, yeah.
Buffet.
Guys, it's the end of an era. We're in a really transitional time right now.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. It's the end of an era. This is probably it is the last podcast you will hear being recorded partially out of Columbus, Ohio.
The Midwest is no more. It's in the rearview mirrors.
It is in the rearview mirrors. My undergraduate has ended. Robert graduated over a year ago, so he doesn't matter.
Thanks.
But my undergraduate ended, and we're getting ready to move out to the Pacific Northwest, making that 35-hour trek. We'll keep you updated via social media, I'm sure. But we're making that 35-hour trek out west. It's going to be monumental. It's going to be the trip of a lifetime.
It's going to be iconic.
It is.
Legendary.
It's going to be absolutely legendary.
It's going to be 5 fucking days long, the trip.
Yes. Yes, it will be. And let me tell you guys, so I want to take a moment to reflect on college a little bit, because now that college is over, at least my undergraduate, time to reflect on all the funny stories I have to do with such.
Aw.
Now, I have one fantastic story that happened right off the bat, not long after I started college. So I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back to an 18-year-old Collin going to school in Mansfield, Ohio, at the OSU satellite campus. You know, I'm young, I'm bushy-eyed, bushy-tailed, all that good stuff.
Okay, all right. So,
starting early with these colonisms. I'm bushy-eyed. I'm bright-tailed and bushy-eyed.
So does that just mean you have very hairy eyebrows or
Dude,
eyelashes?
I have those too. I get it from my mom.
Why do hairy eyeballs signify being attractive to the female?
Hairy-
Why does the hairier your eyeballs look like signify?
I don't think hairy eyeballs are
Totally
really interesting to anyone. If anything, that sounds painful.
They curl their eyelashes and shit, and they color them, and they do all that weird stuff.
Okay, you're talking hairy eyelashes,
Okay, I'm
not
just saying.
eyeballs.
Hairy eyeballs. I don't know.
You know, one time I got a woman told me that she's jealous of my eyelashes. Have you guys ever gotten that? Either of you?
Yeah, I've had that once or twice.
Yeah, it's the weirdest compliment because it's something you never think about.
A guy never thinks about his eyelashes. I promise. You.
No.
Yeah,
no
unless
one does.
unless they're poking you in the eye. That's the only time.
Well, anyway, so to
We
take
got
you
off
back
on a tangent. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, bushy-eyed Collin.
Yeah, it's my bushy-eyed self. So it's getting toward I believe the end of my first semester of college, and so my two roommates at the time thought it was a good idea to go get. Well, one of them actually, it was one of their ideas. Thought it was a great idea to go, get a hold of some alcohol.
At the age of 18, the tender, sweet age.
You bad kids, you.
Now,
Terrible.
what I'm saying. So I go along with them. Well, I go along with these two guys to
You're
get said
complicit
alcohol.
to a crime.
Now, no, we didn't actually. No, we didn't actually go to a store and buy this. They bought it. Like he bought it off of someone else. Yeah, someone else that lived in the complex we were living in. And so we come back to my place, and my roommate is like, he's going at it though. He's like pouring Jack and Cokes at the wazoo. I think that dude had at least 4 or 5 of them within the first hour. I don't think he was making them very strong though. But he was getting pretty sloshed. And then my one roommate's like, yeah, I'll have like a glass and I'm going to bed. Like I have a test the next morning or some shit. So I had a glass and then I left. I went to another friend's apartment that also lived at the same complex, and I was chilling out there for a little bit. And so about an hour goes by, I would say. I get a call on my phone, and it's one of my roommates that was at the house. And he's like, hey man, is your other friend with you? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like right here next to me. He's like, well, something up? And he's like, listen, man, we need you and him to come over here, and we need a ride to the hospital ASAP.
Oh shit.
Like, so so roommate 1 is okay, so let me back up. So I get told that apparently there's blood everywhere.
What?
There's so much blood.
Yeah, literally that sort of call. There's so much blood. So we rush over there. I sprint up the stairs to my 3rd floor apartment, and I go through the door. I go in there. All my furniture is overturned. All of my cabinets are open.
What?
Shit's thrown everywhere. There is a trail of blood leading from my common area into roommate number 2's bathroom. Like into his room, like all the way through it into his bathroom. Jesus. I'm like, what in the fuck happened? Does a tornado come through here? So it's straight out of a horror movie. Like I'm like walking, like I'm picturing like an over the shoulder camera view, and I'm like walking toward this bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck am I?
Resident Evil 4
right
is
now?
your life,
dude. I'm like, no joke.
Tank controls.
Like, right. So I turn the corner and look in, and my roommate number 1 has roommate number 2 posted up on the toilet with like holding a completely bloodied rag to his head, and blood is just everywhere. I mean, it looks like a full-blown fucking murder scene.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm talking blood in the sink, blood in the bathtub, blood on the walls, somehow blood in the ceiling, blood all over the floor.
Blood in the light bulbs.
No shit. Like, I don't know how it happened, but it's like, I don't know if this is the Shining or some shit.
Was it like that scene in the new It with the bathroom?
Dude, it might as well have been. Like, damn. It was fucking wicked. So like roommate number 1 is wearing a white hoodie, and he's covered up to his elbows in blood. Like up to his elbows.
All right, we got it. There's a lot of blood.
Yeah, it was all. I can't stress enough how much blood there was. There was so much blood.
Wait, so how much blood was there?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
So I was like, what the fuck? Because roommate number 2 was the one that was like, yeah, I'm not going to drink a lot, then I'm going to bed. So I was like, roommate number 1, what the fuck happened? And he's like, dude, so like after you left, he just started fucking pounding the bottle like straight, just fucking swigging it.
It's not
like this is a bottle of Coke, right? Or Jack. And
he was just going at that Coke, man.
oh
He
yeah,
was
I had
so
that Coke
bad.
all night.
Yeah, fuck Pepsi.
But yeah, so he's like, dude, we just fucking like we were sitting there and he just started hitting the bottle, and we were playing GTA, and next thing I know, he gets up and goes to the bathroom, and I just hear a thud.
Woof.
And so I go in there, and his head was cut wide open, dude, and just bleeding fucking everywhere. And so turns out he was so fucking like, they got drunk, wrecked the place. He got so fucking drunk that when he tried to go to the bathroom, he tripped all over himself and cut his head open on his door latch.
Where on the head?
I would
His
say
forehead?
like top of the forehead.
Oh,
like
yeah.
like right on the hairline.
Bro, tons. I've seen this before. Tons of blood comes from that, and it just squirts out like crazy.
Oh,
and
dude.
when you told me how much blood it was, I was gonna guess like right on the hairline. I've seen it on the Ultimate Fighter. I don't know if you guys have seen like older episodes, but there's just way too much blood that just squirts out there. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, dude. And I'm sorry if you're squeamish listening to this, but like, of course, you know, not getting cut right there, and on top of that, drinking all of that alcohol. I mean,
Yeah.
this dude was like a $110 wet.
Ugh.
He was a small guy. And so that shit hit him like a rock, and it was thinning the shit out of his blood. So he was bleeding like a motherfucker. So we carry him into the common area, and he's like, listen, man, we got to drive him to the hospital. I'm like, no fucking way, dude. We're calling 911. Like, he is bleeding like a motherfucker. Like, motherfucker's going to bleed out if we don't, like, get someone here now. So we're like, we have him sitting in the chair in our common area. Motherfucker's mumming, like, talking in tongues. Like, he can't even talk straight. Like, he's losing blood fast. He's drunk. Like,
it's like that scene in Menace to Society. Fuck.
And so we go outside and we call the ambulance. The ambulance gets there. Ambulance rushes up, puts him on the stretcher, and they're like asking him questions like, "When's your birthday?" Like how long have you lived here? Blah blah blah. He's like, October 29th, 1962. Like, I'm like, dude, your birthday's in August.
Yikes.
And he was just fucking gone, dude. So we get him the fuck out of there, and we're like super worried because like we thought like they were gonna get in trouble for underage and blah blah blah. Didn't happen because it was like a what's the policy? It's like for lack of a better term, it's like Good Samaritan law or something like that. If you call in and if you're the one calling, like, you're not gonna get brought in because you made the right choice, that sort of thing.
Right.
So anyway, like, we're like freaking, like, me and my other, like, roommate number one are like looking at each other like, what the fuck, man, this is nuts. And so at this point it's like 2 or 3 in the morning after this all goes down, and we're sitting there cleaning our living area because there's fucking blood everywhere. And just like, we go through cloth after cloth after cloth of blood. And so then we get a call from the fucking hospital at like 3 or so in the morning. Yeah, he can't stay all night. You guys need to pick him up.
What?
Yeah. They couldn't get a hold of his parents, and he couldn't stay all night.
Why?
I don't know if it's because he wasn't able to get some sort of like coverage or something. They like stitched him up and they just called it a night.
And they'd send him on his way.
Man, American healthcare fucking sucks.
Yeah. So we drive out there all the way to this fucking hospital in the middle of town because we live in the outskirts near the campus, and fucking go to pick him up, and he is still plastered drunk. I mean, motherfucker can't even stand.
Dude, they opened themselves up to a lot of liability by releasing him like in that state.
Yeah, and he was still wearing his blood. This motherfucker, he was covered head to toe in blood.
Ugh.
Like, he dried blood all over his clothes.
They didn't even give him like hospital scrubs?
No.
Wow.
Man, that's real shitty.
Yeah. So we picked him up, and we had to like essentially wheelchair him out to my car. He gets in the car, and
that's
so
really
we drive
fucking
back towards my
man.
apartment. Like, we never got a hold of his fucking parents, and drive back towards my apartment, and he's like, listen, man, I really gotta pee. And I'm like,
no.
I swear to fuck, dude, you pee in my fucking car, I will murder you. I will finish the job.
I pulled over. I would pull over, dude.
So here's the thing. So this is one of my favorite parts of the story. So we get out. So we could stop at this gas station to let him go pee. And he can't even stand. So we had to fucking pick his ass up out of the passenger seat and carry him towards the building. The building was locked. It was one of those places where it was like the drop box only. The indoor part was locked, and the guy's like, can I help you? And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, we need to use the bathroom. And here we are, 3 guys. One of the guys is covered head to toe in blood.
Got stitches on his forehead.
And getting carried. And he's like, I just got fucking pissed. I'm like, dude, we just got to piss. He's like, sorry, man, we can't open the door. And I'm like,
no shit.
So we toss him back in the car, and we're like, listen, man, we're not that far from home. You can make it. So I just fucking haul it home. Like,
oh my gosh,
I'm like so thankful that I didn't get pulled over or something. And so we make it back to my place, and we had to fucking carry him up 2 flights of stairs, pull his pants down for him so he could piss, because he couldn't even do that. And then
you had to aim his dick into the toilet.
Practically. I was like, we had him sit down on the toilet so he could piss without pissing all over the place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then we threw him on his fucking bed, and I'm like, listen, man, like, we'll get you water. Do you need anything else? It's like 6, 7 in the morning at this point.
Ugh.
And I'm like, dude, that was fucking... So And then after that, we put him to bed, and me and roommate number 1 are sitting in the common area, just like staring at the wall. We're like,
how did this happen?
What just happened?
How did this come to be?
Yeah, like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I don't know, dude. Fucking, that was hands down the wildest thing I've ever experienced. I almost watched someone die.
Dude, that's ridiculously drunk. That is like next level drunk.
He drank at least half the bottle. Not shitting you.
Yeah, but then on top
half
of
his body weight.
Like, I feel like that hospital should have done way fucking more than just we
I'm pretty sure
I
think they pumped his stomach too, if I recall right, but I don't remember exactly.
I can't believe they would release him still intoxicated like that, where he can't even like walk on his own or something. Like,
I don't know if it was like a financial thing because they couldn't get a hold of his parents. So
what happened if you told him no, we're not going to pick him up? We can't. What would they just throw him on the curb? What are they going to do?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
This is why American healthcare fucking sucks, guys.
My thinking is that they're like, oh, well, this isn't that much emergency. We need to keep a room open in case a real emergency happens. I don't know. That's
I have no idea. I mean, the whole situation was fucked. Totally. But, like, I had to drive him. So the cherry on top was I had to drive roommate number 2 because he lived actually near my hometown. So I drove him back to his parents' place. He didn't have a car at the time. And so I drove him back to his parents' place, and his parents were fucking livid.
I mean, yeah.
They were livid.
Well, and that's another thing too that I want to ask. Like, why did they not respond when the ER called them?
I don't know. I don't know if they couldn't get a hold of him or just like, honestly, if my memory serves me correctly, I think they couldn't get a hold of him. Either that or they just said no, we refuse to come. I don't remember which. Like, could have been something like that. I don't recall. My memory's kind of fuzzy. So much happened that night. But yeah, so by the way, roommate number 2 like told us that his dad was actually a raging alcoholic.
Yikes.
And what happens when I drop his ass off and like walk in the house with him? His dad has a beer in hand.
Hands him a beer.
Yeah, and it's like 2 PM. And so like it turned into this huge because the thing is, like, since it happened on university property, the university found out about it. So he had to go through like the university and make sure he's not gonna get kicked out of school and shit like that.
Yeah.
He
ended up being okay, but
who had to clean up all the blood? Like, everywhere?
We did.
Why didn't you make him do it?
Because I mean, it was just, I don't know. I think roommate number 1 did most of it. Because I was just like too grossed out, and I don't know.
You're like, no, I don't want to.
He insisted though. He's like, dude, it's my fault. Like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
It's his fault because he got him that drunk?
Like, he's like, well, he felt bad because he thought it was his fault that he let it happen and shit like that.
Shit. Okay. Hey.
But I don't know. I was so like smitten by the whole thing that just happened that I was like, sure, okay.
You were smitten by it?
Yeah, you were falling in love with it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, there we go again.
I'm pretty sure that was the punchline to this roller coaster of a story.
There it is, guys. So, wow, that's a good story.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
It's probably the craziest story I have in my repertoire.
You know, see, when you told us, I have a story for you, I thought, this is going to be funny. And I was waiting for a very long time for some sort of punchline. And then it was just like, no, it's just getting worse.
No, I had to throw a Collinism in there for you. To lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've told you guys pretty much all of my good stories probably off air. I don't tell too many of the really, really crazy ones on air too much.
The nitty gritty ones.
I'm trying to just let me ask you. So I told you guys already heard the story about about my trip to E3 and how I got there and all that.
I think so.
You guys know that road trip story?
Yeah, I don't recall it.
No,
not at all. I mean, It's not much of a story, but was leaving from Columbus, and I went with an old high school friend, and then his friend, who I didn't really know. I met him at the time, and this guy, we'll just call, I won't name names because he's still in Columbus, and he actually runs I'll out him here. He actually runs a video game store that is known around the city. Anyways, so this is like back in 2005, right? And he got a brand new shiny all white Ford Mustang.
Oof.
And if you guys have ever sat in a Ford Mustang or any kind of muscle car, really, American muscle car, you'll know that it's 2 seats that are, ample in size in the front and then a very tiny back seat with not even enough room for your legs. Like you can't even really sit back there. It's not really meant.
Oh yeah,
for
I wouldn't
people.
even hardly call it a seat.
No, yeah, it's like a bench really. With that, it's really it's for like a couple grocery sacks, right?
Yeah,
that's really all it's really for. It's not for people. So, anyways, I'm like, cool. Well, I'm here now at your house. We're meeting. Like, when are we going to go to E3? Like, we're driving to Los Angeles from Columbus, Ohio. It's
Holy
already like
shit.
it's like a plan for it. I never told you guys the story.
No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So it's like a planned 4-day road trip, right? Like legit, we're going to take the south route there through St. Louis, and we're going to take the north route back through like Denver and shit, right? So it's in Vegas. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, idea to do this with some buddies, or at least one buddy, and then his friend. So, anyways, of course, the dude is going to drive his own Mustang, right? And his friend, our mutual friend, is going to sit in the passenger seat. So what do? They stick my fucking happy ass in the back seat. And as you know as well,
you had to ride that whole trip in that fucking.
As you know as well, we all had luggage too.
Yeah.
And all their luggage and all their shit took up the entire trunk. So not only did I have to sit in the back seat of the Mustang, I had to sit in the back seat of the Mustang with my fucking luggage.
That's some shit.
What in the fuck?
And he's not the kind of guy that was going to let anyone else drive too. He wouldn't let anyone else drive. So and the other guy was like way too girthy, we'll say, for it to even be feasible for him to sit in the back seat. So I was stuck there for, 8 days there and back in the car. Like
Yikes.
8 full days, guys. Driving like at least 16, 20 hours a day.
Yeah,
We're
that's some
driving,
shit.
right? And they took the scenic route too because they wanted it to be like a cool trip. They didn't just want to get to LA as fast as possible. So,
oh my god,
yeah, we split gas and we split all that stuff, and man, was it difficult. I didn't have a PSP was like the shit back then. Like it was cool as fuck to have like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon like on UMD and shit back then. But I didn't have one of those. I didn't really have anything. I think I had a 3DS. I think I had a 3DS back then. But man, was it hard. I had to basically like lay on my back the whole time and just kick my legs up on my luggage.
Yeah.
That's like all I could do, and like curl up like that.
I imagine you'd also run out of charge on your 3DS after a couple hours.
Yeah, and then it was just, man, it was rough. But I did that just to go to E3, and that was also the year that I discovered that, like 2005, right? Just transport yourself back to those years. I was like, oh, you know what? It actually sucks when you go to E3 in person because you miss all of the fucking press conferences.
Yeah.
Like you miss them all. I was in a car, right? Driving to E3 to go to E3. I missed all the good information. I missed all the good everything.
Wait, so how did you get into E3 back then?
I was like, if you work in the industry, quote unquote, so you could even be like a manager to like Blockbuster or some shit, like any store that sells. You could be a manager at Target, anything that sells video games, and be part of quote unquote the industry. So that's how we got in.
Damn. So wait, and you weren't permitted to enter the conferences?
No, what I'm saying is the conferences took place like now. They take place before the actual. When the convention, when the convention doors open.
E3 always starts after the conferences.
That's true.
So I was on the road, and this is back in 2005. I couldn't stream the shows or shit like that. So I missed all the conferences because I was traveling there. So it would have been much better to just stay in Columbus and just watch everything online.
Yeah,
it was cool to be there though. Like it was neat, like to see. That was the year Xbox 360 like made its debut. So it was cool to see those games. I saw Condemned first. I saw Advanced Warfighter, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter first. So it was like the first like true like next gen games, right? And it was like leaps and bounds over PS2. So it was a pretty big deal, and that was back when the Wii was called Project Revolution as well, if you remember. And I got to see, like a Heavenly Sword and Motor Storm and stuff before. And that's back when the PS3 also had that shitty looking boomerang controller. I don't know if you guys remember what that shit looked like. You're like, what the fuck is that fugly ass controller? But I got to see that in person. They didn't let us hold it, but we got to be on the other side of glass, with it.
I drove 40 hours to see this controller through a glass window.
It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing. I was part of the running of the nerds and shit. Like, I'm glad I did it once, but if I ever go back to LA, I'm fucking flying. You better believe when I visit you guys in Seattle, I'm fucking flying.
Oh, the road trip. Come on.
No. So it was just, that was one of the worst experiences ever. So came back, like I said, we took the South trip. We took and we parked our car in the hotel, and then surprisingly, we stayed in Koreatown in L.A. And surprisingly, once we parked the car. We got some bomb ribs there, by the way. But we didn't ever have to use the car anywhere because we were just going to the convention center and back from the hotel room. And we were able to just take the subway. I didn't even know they had subways in LA. But we were just able to take the subway. And it was like really nice and clean and carpeted and shit. I was like, wow, these are not what I would imagine a subway to look like. So props to LA, transportation system. Like I thought it was very nice. Got us right to the convention center and the Staples Center and all that. And it was a positive experience. But man, that guy was a douche. He got pissed like if we'd even fart in his car. Like, dude, it's 8 hours. Like, motherfuckers, this dude is like 300 solid pounds. Like, motherfuckers are gonna fart. Like, you can't be upset by that. I'm just saying, right? Am I right or wrong?
Is he the kind of guy who'd like roll the window down and stick your ass out the window if you're gonna fart?
He would yell at us if anyone farted.
Oh my God.
He would be like legit pissed off. This guy was kind of a tool. Like I'm not friends with him anymore. Like that was the first time I ever met him. And then after that, I was like, whatever. Like actually, funny story. I'm not going to mention his name, but funny story is when Robert, I had that giant room full of video games in Columbus. My collection. I was looking to sell it just to like raise funds to make the move down to Texas. And I wasn't even looking to make money on it. I was just looking to like, sell it for like a fraction of what it's worth. And so he was one of the people, because he owns a retro video game store in the city. He was one of the people that I called and let him know like, hey, this is up for sale. This could be something useful for you. This motherfucker wanted me to bring like, how many was it? Do you remember like 4,000 games? Something like that.
Something like that.
Something ridiculous,
Holy
right? It's in the thousands. Okay, there's a spreadsheet somewhere, but it's in the thousands, right? He wanted me to bring every single game in. Because I told him I just want X amount of money, right? He said, no, I want you to bring every single game into my store, bring it in physically. I have to look through every single one and check every single one, catalog it, and then tell you what I will pay you for it. And you have to leave it here overnight. I can probably have it done in 2 days.
What the shit?
I was like, dude, that ain't gonna happen. The only way this is gonna, because what if, because then he could do whatever. I don't know. I don't trust the guy, to be honest with you. He could swap them for like, worse versions of games he has in his store. He could, and then of course, if he had that all, he could just come back at me with a number, and he's kind of got my collection on hostage. He's like, well, I'll give you the, $3,000 or whatever.
I can only do about
like that.
Tree Fitty.
And then the options I have is like, oh, well, now I either have to go through all the bullshit of getting it back here, and not take any money, and I've wasted like all that time. Like, fuck you, fucking moron. Sorry, I have a lot of rage about this guy, but at the end of the day, I told him like, look, dude, that is not happening. Like the only way this is going to happen is I'll send you a spreadsheet, and you can look it over, and I don't even want what it's worth. I want this amount, and either you say yes or no. That's it. The end.
Easy as that.
So and so that's how it ended up getting sold, was that somebody in Columbus was willing to go with that, and I think that they ended up very well off with that deal, honestly, because like I said, they probably like tripled or quadrupled their investment.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my road trip story. That's my E3 story. I don't know if that was entertaining or boring or what.
Yeah.
I mean, you fucking did it though. At least you can say you did it.
And then the big dude, when we stayed in St. Louis, I remember this. When we stayed in St. Louis, his snoring was so, and this is the first night we like all slept in the same hotel room. His snoring, I found out, was so bad. I literally had to go into the bathroom, bring a blanket and a pillow into the bathroom, and sleep at the bottom of a stand-up shower, curled up in the fetal position, dude.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Rocking back and forth.
No, dude.
Keep
It
your
was like
sanity.
a crying game and shit. Yeah, it was like fucking James Bond and Casino Royale. But dude, because his snoring was so bad, and I had nothing. I had no earplugs. I had nothing. So it was better for me to do that and barely hear his snoring than just lay next to him.
Yeesh.
So that's after being in the back of the Ford Mustang with my luggage. Dude, never say I didn't give anything to video games. Never say that.
Hey, speaking of...
Never ask me for anything ever again.
Oh my god.
Speaking of video games, you guys want to talk about games we've been playing?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Collin, do you want to start us off?
Sure. I'd just like to say RIP to my Target order after promo code GATE.
Bro.
So if you guys were following Cheap Ass Gamer or Wario64, any of those, or just Target in general, there was a huge blow up on Twitter in the middle of the night a couple nights ago about a bunch of promo codes. There's a glitch in Target system where you could stack up to like 7 different promo codes all at once. Like it was one of those things where like for
It's
the first one
definitely
was
a
like
glitch.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like you could get $20 off anything $50 or more or something like that.
So basically, all told, that you could get a $60 game for $30.
So you had that coupon, and then everything after that, there's a bunch of promo codes released were for 15% off your cart. So you could just stack them and stack them and stack them and stack them and stack them to the point where people were getting brand new games for like less than $20.
Motherfuckers were getting Xbox One X's for like $230. The X's, dude, for a $500 console. They were getting Switches and like a bunch of games for like $150. It was highway robbery. It was working on flat screen TVs.
I mean, a bunch of people did it smart too. So like, I mean, I saw a guy like get two Nintendo Switches for like less than the price of one. But they did it smart because what they did was they instead of having it shipped, they had it sent to the store for pickup, so it could happen like the day of or the next day.
Right.
So people were getting up as soon as Targets opened and were getting their order, so they didn't have to wait to get it canceled. But sadly, my order of Octopath Traveler for less than $30 ended up getting canceled.
Yikes.
So I was super sad.
When did you place it?
I placed it like as soon as the promo codes started coming out. So what happened was I actually had Ease 8 ordered, and I had a couple promo codes on that, and I got that down to like $20-something. And then I saw more promo codes came out, so I canceled that order, and I was like, I'll just redo this again. So what happened was somehow Ease 8 went out of stock on Target's website between then and the time that I canceled the order. So I said, fuck it, okay, I'll just go Octopath. So I got Octopath. Turns out all the codes that I used before no longer worked. So I didn't get nearly as big of a discount as I wanted, but I still got it to just barely under $30. So I was like, I'll fucking take it, fuck it. And I placed the order, got it canceled a couple days later.
Rip.
Disappointed.
Oh, because you didn't do store pickup.
No, I didn't. Because Octopath Traveler copies are apparently like pretty limited. So I don't think it said it was available for pickup near me or whatever.
So you walked away from that empty-handed.
Yeah, I'm super upset.
That
but I did pick up some sick headphones for Prime Day, so there's that.
Hey.
The Bose?
No, so these Sennheiser Bluetooth noise canceling headphones that were pretty highly rated. I got it for like 50% off.
It's $100.
Yeah, $100. So yeah, and it's gonna be really nice for when I have to use public transport and all that shit.
I'm interested to hear what you think of those. Yeah, they seem nice.
Yeah, there was really nice reviews, and one of the audiophile type guys that I follow on Twitter said they were really nice. He's the one I actually got the link from to buy them. But I jest over to video games.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
I've been playing a game called Magica. You guys ever heard of it?
I have. I've heard it's a good
Is
co-op
that with the wizards? Like the
Yes,
Diablo
yes, it
style?
is.
Yeah.
It's a Diablo style kind of like game or wizards, but it's very, very lighthearted. Does a lot of like satire on other like movies and games, and it's very comical tone to the game. But basically the basis of the game is you're a wizard, but you have like 8 different elements, and you can use those 8 different elements and combine them into different spell recipes, like on the fly. Very action heavy, and whatever, like you just apply those recipes to different situations. Like, oh, hey, I need to activate this thing over there that obviously uses lightning, so I just throw lightning at it. Or I want to make my lightning go farther, so I attach this lightning to like an ice ball or something. Or you have to like create your own healing spells by using like magic and then like light energy, and that's like, that's your healing, things like that. But the game just has a lot of what's the not appeal, but the word is escaping me.
Chutzpah?
Charm. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Yeah,
Charisma.
I'm struggling today, guys.
Moxie.
Man. Yeah, Moxie. Has a lot of charm. It's like you play the opening tutorial, and what happens is the floor collapses out from under your character, and your fellow companion magician or wizard guys are like, are you okay? the safe word is banana if you want to get out. And you can literally hit the pause button. It says bananas in your pause area. But here's the funny part about this game. So they don't actually speak English. It's all subtitled. They speak in some sort of like gibberish. So it's like, the banana.
Similian? They speak like the Sims?
Simlish.
Yeah, it's basically Simlish. Yeah. But I haven't played a whole lot of the game yet, but it's definitely like a Steam sale game. It's pretty cheap now, but it would be a lot of fun to play like drunken one night and just to fuck around in it.
Is it
like,
just like Diablo?
It plays a lot like Diablo, like point and click, like generally, but it's obviously very action heavy, right? So it's not like you're doing a lot of click on the enemies. It's more so like you get a sword, but it's very basic on that end. You're mostly focusing on the spells that you're combining on the keyboard.
Yeah, Torchlight is like that too. Have you guys seen the trailers for Magicka back in the day? They were hilarious. Have you guys ever seen this with like I feel like there was like cats in them or something. Oh, dude, you'd love them. They have really good trailers.
Yeah,
I'd have to watch it then.
That's how I remember them. They're really like genuinely funny.
Yeah, the game was all about being funny, but also like
yes,
a good like creative tool in a way, because like it's all about like what can you do, what can you apply to like all your spells for your situation.
Yeah, exactly. And the coolest thing was like the different costumes you can unlock. So I was actually playing as a Reservoir Dogs.
Oh,
like
nice.
wizard.
Good.
Like my wizard had like a suit and tie over his robes.
I love that.
And it was hilarious.
Good.
And instead of a sword, he had a gun. So like it was
Nice.
like boom, boom. Like every time you went to attack something, it was hilarious. And the game is really great. Like the game is a lot of fun to play. The only problem with it is the devs don't update it anymore.
So with the Reservoir Dogs suit, you right click to tip the waitress, right?
Hey.
Oh, right,
you
exactly.
go.
I don't
Okay.
believe in fucking tipping.
I mean, so
Yeah.
that game is kind of old though, right? It came out like I want to say
2011.
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, it's pretty old now,
Yeah,
but I
so-
still remember it fondly.
And it's like to the point like they don't update it to the point where like it's running into compatibility issues.
Oh.
So the game will actually it's really hard to play multiplayer with people, like inviting people to your game and stuff like that because of it. There's no
Yikes.
updated like network
Netcode.
compatibility. Yeah. So that's kind of sucks because my roommate and I actually spent like over a half an hour trying to get multiplayer to work on this game, and we tried a million different things. It just couldn't get it to work. It's a Windows 10 problem.
Man, that sucks.
Oy. Patch
it's
this game.
It's rough, but it's a fun game, even if you're playing it by yourself. So would recommend.
Has the community gotten active in modding it? I would assume.
I don't know. Is there modding community? I honestly don't know much about this game community wise.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying maybe.
It was developed by Arrowhead Game Studios and actually published by Paradox Interactive.
Hey, Paradox.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So and there's apparently, according to Google, it's on Android and iOS too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe that's the
So
place to
there's
play
that.
it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Tablet.
Maybe.
It's the
Yeah.
future,
Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah.
heard lots of
But
kids
what
are
about you
playing.
guys? What have you guys been playing?
So I actually bought Octopath Traveler. I got a coveted physical copy. No one else owns one in the world, apparently.
Dude, I just keep hearing shit about the Hunters writing, like we were talking about last week.
Yeah. So the Hunter is still bad. And you know what else I found out that's like real shit? The first character you pick, you cannot swap them out of your party ever.
Whoa. Ever?
What?
Ever.
Ugh.
So I am stuck with the Hunter and their stupid, dumb writing.
That
for the
can't be
whole
right,
game.
dude. Why would they design that
That's
like
so
that?
weird.
Right? That's so dumb.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you cannot swap them out until you finish their chapter 4, like their final story. But like you're not going to be high enough level to do that until like 30 hours in, 40 hours in.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm stuck with the whole like coming at me if thou darest.
No.
Fucking like, oh, so bad.
So pick her last is what you're saying to everyone else.
Pick her never.
Why'd you pick her first? When you played the game.
I thought it should be cool. Fucking, you're a huntress. You kind of like, it's like Pokemon.
Oh,
like,
you mean like in the
Kinda
demo?
like Aloy?
You mean like you're stuck with if you transfer the demo data?
Yeah.
You're stuck with that.
No.
So I would be too. Oh no.
you're always stuck with whatever you picked first. And like the demo is like, yeah, you can just transfer it over. So
Okay.
I'm 6 hours in now. Part of me is debating just like starting over,
Restarting?
skipping all the cutscenes, and just, choosing someone who's actually like decent to have in my party at all times. But
Might be worth it with how bad I'm hearing that.
It's
Like
unbearable.
this
I
person.
skip it. I don't care. I skip it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, her writing doesn't come up that often. It only comes up during her story, right? So at that point, like, at now, because I've gotten like 4 other characters, now it's just like she's just there to be a fighter. You know, like I only interact with her in fighting. Right?
I mean, she's got cool abilities. Like she's like the Pokemon.
Like she's the
Sorry,
Pokemon
I just had
master.
to yawn there.
Yeah, Pokemon's a very boring idea for you. I understand that. Yeah.
Pokemon. No, she's the Pokemon master, like of the game. It's kind of a cool, aspect to the gameplay. Like each character has their own unique, tract.
Yeah, for sure. It does kind of limit you though in the outer world because, like, everyone has their own special abilities they can use out in the world, but the hunter doesn't. So like now I'm stuck with only 3 people in my party who can do outside world abilities, and just the hunter.
So my bigger concerns with this game, I'm so torn on this, but my bigger concerns lie not only with the writing, but also with like the dungeon design. Apparently there's like a major critical path. Like every dungeon is the same apparently. And it's like, there's a major critical path that you get to the boss. But then there's like these little tiny little side roads that lead to a treasure chest. Like that's just all every dungeon is.
100% really? That. I've gone through 5 dungeons now because I've gotten 5 characters, and like every character when you get them, they're like, and I need to go into this dungeon and save this person or steal this thing or whatever.
It's just very formulaic,
Yeah. So when you go through the dungeon, it's just the same thing. Like they're like some of the nooks are well hidden. I'll give them that because like the style of the game is like kind of like you're looking into a dollhouse. A dollhouse almost, right? So like things can be hidden behind objects or different pathways are kind of obscured. So like that's kind of neat, but still, there's no mystery to the dungeon crawling. It's just
there's no puzzle aspects. There's nothing like that. It's very much kind of like Final Fantasy X in a way.
Right. The puzzle aspects come in more in the side quests, and I actually do respect the game a lot for its side quest design because it's actually kind of smart. Where certain NPCs will have like I think an orange bubble above their head instead of a white. And when you talk to them, they won't just straight up tell you like, "Hi, I have a side quest for you. Can you please do this?" Instead, they'll just like, for example, this is one of the ones I've really liked so far. So there's this girl I talked to, and she's just like, "Oh, that guy's proposed to me for like the 10th fucking time in the past like few months. He's so annoying. Why doesn't he get that I don't love him? Because he's a weak, spineless little bastard." And that's it. That's all she says. And then like in the bottom left of the corner, it says like, "This side quest has begun." And then I just like go around the town a little bit more and I talk to a bunch of people and I find this guy and I talk to him and he's like, "Man, I've proposed to her so many times and she just doesn't understand that I love her," So to me, what I thought my approach to this was, this woman's getting real annoyed. I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy and get him to like just stop. I'm going to just hammer down on him. So the hunter has an ability called provoke. So I walk up to him and I provoke him, and that is just a 1v1. It's a one-on-one. It's just the hunter versus this guy. And I'm like, he's a little like the game says he's a little spineless bitch, so I should probably like wreck him. He 2-shots me. And the hunter is like my strongest character, most HP and everything. He 2-shots me, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta reload. Is this game over? That's a bullshit game over. And then the battle ends, and then it goes back to the real world, and the woman's like, "Oh, Tony, I didn't know you were so strong." And she falls in love. And he proposes to her, and they get married. That was
part of the story?
Yeah. My loss in that fight became part of the story.
Why didn't you say spoilers or something?
I mean, that's not part of the main story. That's just a side quest. That's like
it's
one
cool,
little thing.
Though.
Yeah, like that's cool, right? It's kind of emergent gameplay. And I'm sure, like, I think Ulbrit can also fight people, so he has a different way of, like, challenging people in the real world. And just based on all the other characters' special abilities, like maybe there was a third option I could have done to like change the outcome of that side quest, and there are probably tons of others that are like that. Like there's one side quest where this guy wants to go out adventuring, but like he doesn't have the right gear, so I have to use the merchant's ability to like specifically buy something from a specific NPC. It's like they're different. Those are where the puzzles are, not in the dungeons. The dungeons are just keep walking, check this corner for a treasure chest, and then keep walking. It's like simple.
This sort of reminds me, Collin, I'm taking you to task here. Have you played Undertale yet?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Okay, just let the record show your friends are failing you here by letting you not play this game. So anyways, it just reminded me of that. Sorry, go ahead.
There you
Minor
go.
spoilers.
But yeah, no, Octopath, I think I'm having fun with it. There's a little bit of criticism for the story in that apparently the stories never intersect between the 8 characters. I've yet to find out if that's true, but there are people who are criticizing it for that. But aside from that, I think the combat of the game stands out so well. It's superb. It's like so much fun. And you kind of almost constantly feel like you're one bad decision away from like really losing a lot of HP, even in like the most random encounters, which I'm kind of digging that aspect of it. And
yeah. The battle system I'm in love with already just from playing the demo.
100%. And the music's really good. Graphics are great. What's up, Jack?
Have you? I can't remember. I think me and Collin did, but have you played any of Ni no Kuni yet?
I have. Yeah, I played a bunch.
Where
I haven't.
To me, okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. To me, as someone who's played, I don't know, probably 3-ish hours of Octopath Traveler, to me, it's like I'd much rather be playing Ni no Kuni. To me, I think Ni no Kuni is so much better on almost everything. What do you think?
I think I like Octopath more than Ni no Kuni.
Really?
I fell off that real quick. I got super bored.
It's easy. I think
It's
the
very
combat
easy.
the combat is too easy to just rip fools in Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah.
But did you see that they updated it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, just to like give you an update on Ni no Kuni. So they've heard the feedback on the game being too easy. So they added kind of like a la Diablo, like all these extra difficulty levels that you can change on the fly. It's a difficulty slider that you can change on the fly. And also,
sweet.
and also if you make it harder, they will drop way more epic loot. Like the chances multiply. So maybe worth investigating again if you own it already and you fell off. But I'm talking about like the story, even the graphics, the music. Ni no Kuni 2 is just way more my style. I mean, I want to love Octopath Traveler. It's like, evoking Final Fantasy VI, my favorite RPG of all time. But it's got a lot of problems with it, man. I understand the combat is cool, but I don't know if I want to. As I hear, it's a really long game too, and I just don't have the time to devote to something if I am going to be skipping through the story.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm really digging. Whoa, I'm really digging Octopath Traveler. So far, it's like the story does leave a little bit to be desired because it's all like very simple so far. I mean, granted, I'm only seeing the beginning of all these people's stories, right? But it's pretty basic, like, someone stole something, I'm gonna go find it, or these pirates are attacking my village, I'm gonna stop them. It's like classic basic.
Not a lot of complexity there.
And the dungeons are very like monotone. They're just very predictable and very it's not a strong suit of the game.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then just kind of as a side note, I've also been playing a weird amount of Diablo 3 recently. I can't explain why. I don't know why. I just am, and it's kind of fun. I'm getting back into it.
You're not the only one though. I've had a few friends getting back into Diablo 3 lately.
Weird.
I haven't played that game since 2012.
Oh, bro, that's when I started playing it.
It's
and I've
worth
heard
getting.
it's so much better.
Worth getting back into.
It's a completely different game almost. Did you get the expansion, the latest one?
No, I never.
Necromancer?
Yeah, apparently it totally changes the way the game plays.
Really?
Like that character, the Necromancer plays differently than any other character.
Oh, okay.
That's
I don't know. I've been playing a monk. I've been going through the season. I already beat the season actually, and I mean, it's just classic Diablo 3 fun stuff. Like figuring out a build, figuring out like what works best, what's most efficient, getting through all these rifts, etc., etc.
Man, that end game though, I'll never forget that end game when the game first came out. People got to the end game pretty quickly, and it was one of the shittiest experiences ever. You would level up in like the second to hardest difficulty level for hours and hours and hours, only to get like 2 or 3 screens further in the hardest difficulty level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Such shit.
The end game is so much better now. It's so easy to just like consistently keep going and going and going with like almost no end in sight.
Ugh, oh man, it's good, man. I hate to put like /time played into the chat and just see what that number is. I know it's got to be in the weeks. Like I've played that game more than almost any other game last 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I feel that.
I want to hop back into it. I was so addicted to that game when it first came out.
Do you play on console or PC?
PC.
Yep.
If you want, I can power level you this season, get you up to 70 real quick.
I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a maybe.
I mean,
I
I'm just
already
saying,
have I already have a firebird wizard. I already have a badass monk. I already have a crusader. Maybe a barbarian, maybe?
maybe. I mean, if you're playing this season, you're gonna have to create a new character anyway. You know,
Right. So I'm just wondering what kind I would do this time because I already have like 3, like, what is it, level 80?
70 is the cap,
70? I
and
have
then
like 3
Paragon
70s.
levels.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know. I just want to give Diablo a shout out. Like that game is still fun. It's still like, I mean, it's not necessarily relevant because it's not getting updated as much as like Overwatch or World of Warcraft is. But
Why did they stop at 70? Why not go to 80 like with the expansion or something?
I mean, because they have Paragon levels after that. Those are endless.
Yeah.
Like I'm Paragon
mean,
level 330 something right now.
it's just funny that 70 is the stop for the base level. It's just it's an arbitrary number, it seems like.
You know, I think that's also the level cap in like Final Fantasy 14.
Weird.
So I mean, it's kind of maybe it holds a significance somewhere. I don't know. Yeah. Jack, what have you been playing?
Speaking of significance,
Uh-oh.
so do you remember last week when I told you guys about the last boss in Mario Tennis Aces? It was Shadow Luigi. And
Yeah.
do you remember what you said, Robert, when I told you who it was?
Bowser.
You said, "Oh, that's weird. I thought it'd be Bowser." So I beat Shadow Luigi. I'm like, "Oh, I beat the fucking game." Nope, you got to fight Bowser now.
Hey.
What a cop out.
I was
What
like,
a
"Oh
fucking
shit, now I got to
retcon.
fight Shadow Bowser." So I fought him. I think it took me like 2 or 3 tries, but I was able to beat him. So I did finish the adventure mode. I got past that, and I'm all the better for it. But Mario Tennis Aces, you can tell they were like, fuck, we need to finish this before this game ships. It is absolutely one of the shittiest, worst endings I've ever seen in my life. I would have expected a fucking cutscene or something, or like some cool, cute, like a credit sequence or something. When you beat
Is it
the
just
game,
a thanks for playing?
bro, when you beat the game, it's a black screen with like a tan box in the middle, and it has like, I don't know, maybe 1 paragraph's worth of text. It's like, Mario saved the kingdom. Congratulations. Isn't this great? You did it. And then it goes to credits.
That's so
I
good.
was like, is this a fucking joke? Like,
I
are you
love
What
it.
kidding?
era are we living in? Is
Dude,
this
it was
the NES era?
hilarious. It was like, yeah, Commodore 64 or some shit. Like,
Right.
it was one of the worst. It might be the worst ending I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen some bad endings, but that was really, really like bare bones. You could just tell they were like rushing at like the 11th hour to wrap this game up and get it to ship.
I'll say.
So now all I really have is multiplayer and same couch. So I'm just not going to play that game very much. I did a little bit of multiplayer, but people are so good at that it's just you get reamed.
Would you say that going through adventure mode makes you feel at least semi-prepared for like
Oh yeah, I
multiplayer?
feel a lot better. Yeah, I've got all the skills. I've got all the mechanics down. I mean, that's a tennis game with meter. You have like a super meter in that game. It's really complex and it's a lot of fun and it's really rewarding when you are like bouncing back the right type of shot per what is shot at you. It's just like, it's satisfying
super
game.
satisfying gameplay for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was funny because it was Bowser at the end. It's always Bowser. It's always Bowser.
100%.
All right. So Amazon Prime Day happened. I don't know what you guys made some acquisitions or not. I don't know if you heard a few minutes ago, but my doorbell rang, my Ring doorbell, and that was just more Amazon Prime goodness. So there were some things. See, it's funny. Like, you think you're saving money on Amazon Prime Day, but you're only saving money if you're buying shit you were going to buy anyways. Mm-hmm. But if you're just buying shit just because there's a sale, that's like the whole reason they do a sale is because it gets people to buy shit that they were never planning on spending money on anyways.
Oh, there was no way in hell I would have bought those headphones were they not on sale.
So
but what
you
I'm
didn't
saying is,
save
what I'm
money
saying
at
is
all.
though, even if they weren't on sale, you wouldn't have bought them probably, right? You weren't like, oh, I can't wait for these exact headphones.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
I wouldn't
right.
have bought them unless they were on sale.
Totally. So I did get a bunch of stuff. Some of it was on my wish list. Some of it was not. I got a kind of stuff for like air quality around the house. Like I got one of those Himalayan salt lamps. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I got a big one of those. That was on Lightning Deal. I got a humidifier as well. We've been talking about getting a humidifier for a long time. I got also a essential oils diffuser, and all this stuff was like super cheap. And then those Himalayan salt lamps, they even make night lights that plug in, like little tiny ones. So we got some of those. My wife's into that. Let's see what else. Then I got a Bluetooth speaker that was super cheap. It's really high quality though.
Oh, which one?
The Unts Angle Premium
okay.
Plus, whatever. It's like $30, but it's like waterproof and everything. It's badass, and it sounds really good.
Hey, wait, is that supposed to be like an onomatoppoeia? Like,
That's what I was thinking.
Dude, I'll bet that's hilarious.
Yeah.
OONTZ. Dude, and it does. It bounces like it's got bass too. So I didn't even put two and two together there. That's funny. So let's see what else I got. That I got a case for that. I got what I didn't get. What was I talking about? Waiting for Amazon Prime Day. What was the big thing? Do you remember? Xbox One X.
Giant purple dildo. Oh.
Nope. You're playing too much Saints Row, man. So I did not get the Xbox One X on Amazon, and I've been waiting, and I didn't pull the trigger on the $50 deal because I thought there'd be a much better deal on Amazon Prime Day. I was sorely mistaken. They had a solid Twitch deal, not as good as the Code Apocalypse at Target, but they had a solid one. I think it was like a 64 gig card and like a $20 card as well for free if you bought a Switch. So that's like, $50-$60 you're saving. So anyways, they only had an Xbox One S deal. What kind of shit is that? Who is buying an Xbox One S now? Maybe for like your fucking toddler or some shit. I don't know. Your fucking pet cat to lay
either
on.
that, or if you want a 4K Blu-ray player that just so happens to play Xbox games.
Yeah, not very well. So anyways, that was on sale. So I was sorely disappointed. I go to eBay and I look for that. And motherfuckers, I found brand new Xbox One X's for $399. And I was like, I'm pulling the trigger. We're doing it. It's already shipped. It's on the way. So that I'm looking forward to very much. It'll probably be here next Monday. I'm playing some Red Dead Redemption 4K. That's like the first thing I'm doing.
Oh, fuck.
That's the first thing I'm doing. And I'll probably download a bunch of games too because I think Xbox is having that big summer game sale now too until the 30th. Or I think it's from the 17th. No, that's now, right? The 17th to the 30th. Or no, the 19th to the 30th. Anyways, so that's going on. So I'll save some money there. But I also on Amazon I bought a Game Pass code, a digital code. It's like $60 for 6 months of Game Pass, and you get 3 free months. So I thought that was totally worth it.
Yeah, it's not bad. So that's like 9 months right there.
Yeah. So I'll give me a shot. And I looked at all the games on Game Pass. There's some bangers on there. There's definitely enough to keep you busy. And as I understand, with Game Pass, it's not just streaming. You can actually download the games and play them locally.
Right.
You don't own them, but you can download them and play them locally. Whereas games with gold, you just own those in perpetuity, as I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't even if you give up Xbox Live.
Right. As long as you have Xbox Live during that month where it's like you download it.
Right. So I'll probably subscribe to Xbox Live. I'm waiting for just a good deal for that. But I'll probably do that just for those games because you own them. It's not like PS Plus where you just, kind of have the license to play them.
No, yeah.
Right. You had to have PlayStation Plus in order to play those games that you already downloaded.
Right. That are on your hard drive. Yeah.
But as long as you have it, though, you can play it like even after the month is over.
Yeah, but if your subscription lapses, right?
Right.
So
you have to make sure you have a subscription.
So that's kind of like, the big stuff I got on Amazon Prime Day. I feel like I'm forgetting a couple things, but that was kind of it. And then I'm also looking at potential TVs for the bedroom because that's how we live our life now. We're going to get a TV in the bedroom.
Right.
And so we'll see about that.
Oh, shit.
So that's kind of it. That was my Amazon Prime Day. But, I was very disappointed in Amazon Prime Day.
Oh, same. There was nothing good on sale.
Usually is pretty disappointing.
I have the false hopes because I got my projector like a couple years back before I moved. I got my projector there and I thought it was like, wow, they're actually putting up really good quality shit here and saving a lot of money. But that was kind of a one-off because if you don't want an Amazon device, which I fucking don't want, then you're kind of SOL. There's not a lot there. There's some good things, but they usually go quick too.
I don't know. I kept getting notifications on my phone like, hey, Amazon Prime Day, guys. Hey, Robert, did you know it's Amazon Prime Day?
Come buy Fire Stick and a Firebox and a Kindle Fire and
give me attention, please. I have another deal if you want.
Do you guys have Alexa?
I have one, and it's real dumb.
You don't like it?
It's kind of a waste. I mean, I'm glad I got it for like $30 instead of like the full fucking like 90.
What were you hoping to do with
it? I don't know. I just thought like, it might be useful to have a virtual assistant, right? And all I ever used it for while it was hooked up was like, hey, set an alarm for like, 7 a.m. or whatever.
Dude, did you hear that story about like when she like laughed all out of the blue. Like people were just walking in the room and then Alexa just goes,
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
fuck that. Did you hear about the other one that happened? There's a bunch of things going on with Alexa's doing some weird, creepy bugs. But there was one where she said they asked her something, and I don't know what Alexa thought they said, but the way she answered was, when I close my eyes, all I see are people dying.
Rip.
I did see that. It's
fucking Skynet is alive. It is now. Amazon is Skynet.
You know where that shit would be? Like, if that shit happened, that should be out my window.
Dude, that shit is terrible. I know. That's why I don't want one. I was like, no, I don't need something laughing at me and saying that people should die. Like, I don't need a machine saying that. Like, we're good. We're good.
Like the only useful thing I can think of for it is like in the kitchen. You know, so like say, hey, set a timer for this and set another timer for that or something. But other than that, it's kind of like, whatever.
See, I can do it all on my watch. Like, I can tell my watch to like do the lights and shit too. So I have a lot of smart home stuff that could roll into it, but I can just say it to Siri.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
Yeah. Do you guys want to switch over and talk about some news?
News.
Hey, so the Collin 2, did you guys play it with the 5 other people who bought it?
I called none.
More like the cucking.
Got him. Solid, good one,
dude. Wait, what is the Calling 2 and why is it in the news?
So it's a cut game. No, I'm kidding. So the Calling 2 is the sequel to the Calling 1, obviously, and Calling 1 was one of the early battle royales out there. It was out before PUBG, but apparently the devs were making like real bad updates for Calling 1 that the community didn't like, and they stopped supporting it because they were like, we're all in on Calling 2, brother. Get on the Calling 2 train.
Oh, yeah.
And then it launched, and it was a 50-person battle royale, not 100, 50 people in the map. And on average, when people were playing that game, like they were getting, like you could get only 20 people in a game. Not even hitting 50, not even hitting 30. You'd be hitting 20-ish people. And then down to like 8.
Yeah, I think at one point, like, I think it was like 2 nights ago, there was like 8 concurrent players in a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
That was like the maximum.
Yeah, needless to say, the Calling 2 bombed. And Xavient, the devs, they knew it. You'd look at their Twitter account, and they're just they just like clearly hate themselves, and they're like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
It was kind of sad to watch. But essentially, they've come out on July 18 and said, hey, so we're pulling the Calling 2 from shelves.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, well, it was digital shelves, so you can't buy it on Steam anymore.
Oh.
And now they're going to go back and focus on the Calling 1 and basically unroll out all those updates that made it bad.
Oh, yeah,
and they're also making it free to play.
Yep.
They're desperate. This is like the death throes of a studio.
Yeah, they're trying real hard.
Dude, so they developed and released a game only to pull it. What were the sales again, or what were the concurrent players?
Its peak concurrent player base was 249.
So this is Wow. So this is worse than Lawbreakers, like a lot worse.
Oh, it's way worse. Cliffy B would have a erection so hard right now looking at this.
Wow, that is tragic. What happened with the Culling 2? How could this happen? I mean, is this a major publisher? Is this an indie studio?
They're an indie studio, but I mean, even if you look at gameplay of the Calling 2, it looks like trash. It looks worse than PUBG.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like garbage, and the first time hearing about the game is because the game is failing.
So they definitely mailed it in on this one. Then they didn't give a sincere effort.
It sounds like it, but now that, like, I mean, good on them for at least making the right decision in terms of just going back to Calling 1, trying to figure that out. But also, I think this is kind of hard to recover from, guys. Like, I don't know. You heard of Boss Key Studios? Me neither.
You think you're having a bad day? At least you didn't release and pull the Culling 2.
Yeah, seriously. If you're ever having the worst day ever, just remember that the Calling 2 happened for 8 days.
So yeah, I was gonna say fucking 8 days from birth to death. That might be a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with jumping into an already dominated genre, guys? I mean, it's worked before,
dude, they're
right?
coming, dude. Yeah. The battle royales are flowing in, but there's still more to come.
I mean, like, this ain't over. Fall. this fall is where we're going to see, I think, a huge influx in new Battle Royale, because we've got
It's stupid.
Battlefield 5 and Black Ops coming out with their Battle Royale modes.
I hope I'm not stepping on your skirt here, but did you happen to see that news as well that Epic? Oh no, wait, no, I mean Blue Point, who made
Blue Hole?
Yeah, Blue Hole. They
PUBG?
dropped their suit. Yeah, they dropped their suit on Epic.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's smart. It's the right thing to do. Like, they probably shouldn't have sued them, but that just happened.
Yeah, and I mean, how much you want to bet that's also because, like, they know that PUBG's losing, right? In terms of, like, PUBG versus Fortnite right now, PUBG is like, what's that? Who's heard of that?
It's not in. Yeah, it's kind of, they're struggling now for sure. I'd like to see what their concurrent players are now, and they don't release those numbers for Fortnite, do they? But I'll bet you they might certainly rival those numbers of PUBG for concurrent players.
Oh no, they probably blast PUBG out of the water.
I wonder why they don't publish that. Yeah, especially if you go across all platforms too. I'll bet
all platforms. It's free to play. Everyone talks about it.
Guys, I don't like it.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
much.
Fortnite just crossed the $1 billion line in money made from microtransactions.
Yeah,
I just don't like that game that much. I just am much more into PUBG.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I don't like playing Fortnite nearly as much as I do for PUBG, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, like, Fortnite is making PUBG look anti-consumer, and they're just not making smart moves. I mean, PUBG is still not it's not free. It's still $30 to jump in and play. Yeah. Secondly, they're doing some shit like you need keys now to unlock your loot, a lot of your loot crates.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, what's tough is, like, they're running the risk of trying to be like Overwatch, where you have to pay to get in, and then you could pay to get more stuff, but they don't have, like, the clout that Blizzard does.
And the stuff is not that good either.
Yeah,
especially compared to Overwatch. That's a great comparison. I just don't feel the pull to purchase loot boxes the way I do in Overwatch.
Yeah, they're monetizing their game in the all the wrong ways right now to be successful in the genre. That's why they're struggling to stand up to Fortnite right now, because the PUBG train was, like, really strong. You know, PUBG came out the gate, and then Fortnite comes out with this battle royale mode and just shits all over PUBG in popularity. You know, man. It's just a pissing match between the two right now, and Fortnite is winning.
Chinese people are getting arrested because of PUBG. I don't know why. I think I know why, but
Hackers.
Damn it, they're getting arrested. Are they getting arrested over Fortnite? I don't know.
Like, to quote, like, Jim Sterling, what he said is that PUBG used to be the leader, right, in this battle royale thing, and now they're just a follower. Like, when Fortnite came out with, like, their season pass thing, guess what PUBG did? Oh, hey, we've got a battle pass, guys. It's totally not the same thing, but it's the same thing.
And it only lasts you, like, what, a month or something?
I think it's it's way shorter than Fortnite's thing. So it's just kind of sad to watch PUBG kind of do this. It's like squirming real hard.
Yeah,
it's super sad. And I mean, this is what, like, this game became a thing like a year ago.
This is
what, just over a year ago.
A year ago was peak.
This is the sad, this is the sad timeline, right, for PUBG. Like, they're in a world somewhere, they stuck with one map, they perfected it, they got it to run, they reduced the price. You know what I mean? Like, in another world, they did this differently. I think
what it is it's just different circumstance, because I mean, PUBG Corp and Blue Hole or whatever isn't a big developer like Epic is. You know what I mean? Epic walked into Fortnite with the resources, with the technical know-how, with the business know-how of how to structure a game in this day and age.
They turned around that game too. That game was not what it is now. Like, they did that only after PUBG did they even get the idea for Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, Fortnite. I remember hearing about Fortnite all the way back in, like, 2013.
It's been so long in development.
Yeah, Fortnite used to be like a zombie horde mode game where you build up your base against a AI zombie horde.
Yeah, they were aping off of Minecraft at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, no one actually plays the full-blown version of Fortnite. Nobody plays the fucking survival mode.
I'd love to see the numbers.
I thought they, like, shut that down.
No, they didn't shut down. That's the only way you can pay for that game outright.
No, I'm thinking of Paragon, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Paragon is shut down now.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, PUBG just needs to make some changes. They're going to stand a chance. The fact of the matter is their indie dev is showing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they made a bad deal with getting the exclusivity on Xbox. They don't have the technical know-how to optimize their game properly.
What it is,
obviously,
they don't have the marketing team or the marketing muscle. They don't know what people want. They don't know who their target audience is and how to reach them. Like, this is the difference, right? When you have those resources.
And I think part of it too is, I don't know if you guys have seen any recent PUBG marketing, but like the trailers they show, like the trailer they showed for PUBG at E3, every second I'm like, that doesn't happen in the game. None of that.
And it's like that looks nothing like the game I'm playing.
Right.
Because the game I'm playing looks like a fucking alias fucking mess, and everything's jaggy, everything's fucking broken looking.
And there's still cool shit to be seen. There's still cool shit to be seen though in what the game actually looks like. You know, if they just were honest about it.
I'm not even talking about graphics. I'm talking about like the gameplay stuff
like
they're showing.
Happening.
They're like, there's like fucking totally. Look at me, I'm fucking riding a bike at like 96 miles per hour, and then I'm gonna swing my frying pan and whack someone's head off.
They make it look like Just Cause.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, that's not how the game looks like. You know what the game looks like? You're crouched in a corner for like 10 minutes, staring at like a doorway, like listening intently for the slightest. I hear a footstep. You know what I mean? That's the game.
It's a horror game.
Much. Yeah.
I mean, it's a survival game essentially.
Right.
That's what it is.
Hey, speaking of horror survival games, did you guys hear the news about what Konami did with that PT remake?
They shut that shit down.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
They pulled a Nintendo. They pulled a trick out of Nintendo's hat.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing, but it sounds cool.
Right. So there's a 17-year-old who has been remaking PT because, you know, PT is like coveted exclusive, like only 400 or something PS4s in the world have it downloaded. I mean, more than that probably.
Including two of mine, by the way.
Oh, you have two? I have one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you can't download it anymore. So this kid was remaking PT from scratch, and it was looking very good.
Unreal 4 engine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was looking great. People were like excited, and then Konami pretty much gives them a cease and desist. It's like, hey, could you not, please? But also, do you want an internship?
Mm-hmm.
So the 17-year-old, by building PT, has gotten an internship now with Konami.
He's the loser in that equation.
A little bit.
Konami's one of the worst video game developers, if not the worst one to work for right now. I hope he likes playing pachinko games. Is he going to design that shit?
Like,
hit the lever.
It's even been quoted in, like, it was quoted in the article, I think, on IGN, where it was like, he's like, yeah, like, it sucks that I got to shut down. It was so close to being finished. Like, I was really close to being done, and ended up getting shut down. But it's like, they also hinted at, apparently they're making a game other than pachinko machines. So hints at possible new Silent Hill game, maybe? Possibly, question mark.
Let me ask you this real quick. He can still finish the shit. He just can't release it, right? But he can do whatever the fuck he wants in his own garage.
As long as he doesn't publicly like show stuff off, yeah.
But what if it were to happen to leak? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be harder for him now that he's technically an employee of Konami.
If he's paid intern, yeah. Well, so he has
I mean, and also that I don't feel good about that either. Seeing as how he's kind of young, they offered him an internship. I feel like they're kind of taking advantage of him.
It's 100%. They are.
That's what Konami does, dude.
Yeah, I mean, intern is one step up of like indentured servant, basically.
I've worked for internships. So it's not fun.
Yeah, and exactly, and especially after hearing obviously all the shit that came out about their work conditions and stuff like that. I don't know if an internship at Konami exactly sounds appealing.
Is he Japanese?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
couldn't say, but it does kind of remind me of that guy. I think Alex something. You remember he developed a mod for Skyrim, Falscar, that was basically just a giant expansion that he just developed all on his own. And I believe Bethesda approached him and gave him a job for that.
Yeah.
See, Bethesda's like the flip side of the coin in this thing.
Yeah.
So like that they've been known to do that in the past, and it's actually highlighted in No Clip's documentary about Bethesda about how their modding community has been such and such that a lot of them, like the bigger modders, are actually working at Bethesda now.
Can you imagine that coin flip where one job you get to Bethesda, the next one's Konami? Oh my gosh, I'd be sweating.
Yeah, fuck. That'd be some shit. Hey, have you guys heard you can play Black Ops 4 next month?
Oh, I didn't hear.
Oh yeah.
You got a beta.
Yeah, they're open a beta. They're doing so. Let's see here. There's different dates for different consoles. PlayStation 4 gets an exclusive one that goes from August 3rd to August 6th. Exclusive, only PS4, which is dumb, but what can you do? And then after that, it opens up for PS4, PC, and Xbox One, August 10 to August 13. Although PC players, if you pre-order, then you get to play on August 10th. If you don't pre-order, you have to wait till August 11th.
I better go pre-order. Oh.
Yeah, I better go.
I guess I have to. Like, my hands are tied now. I mean,
yeah, I mean, better get that deluxe edition so I can get that season pass.
You don't want these kittens to die, do you?
yeah. I mean, hey, I've gotta promise them $60 so I get another free day to play their game.
All right, great.
Yeah.
I'm picturing in my head some fucking adolescent kid just going off on his mom while he's on an Xbox Live party. He's like, Mom, did you buy me a new Call of Duty? Yeah. I was like, did you get the deluxe edition? What's a deluxe edition?
The fucking deluxe edition! I want the night goggles!
Gross. Here's the interesting thing, though. Here's probably the better news, right? So this early beta, open beta, whatever, in August, that's just for the basic multiplayer. So your team death matches, your dominations, etc. All that basic shit that everyone who plays Call of Duty loves. But in September, unannounced dates yet, so just at some point in September, they're going to have an open beta for their Battle Royale mode. And that's what I'm interested in seeing.
Wait, what's the date again?
There is no date yet. It's just sometime in September. Okay. They're going to have an open beta.
Oh, sometime in September.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
That is, I don't know. Have a feeling that's going to be kind of a shit show.
Probably. But that does mean that we're going to see like our first look into this. Because I mean, like the Battle Royale mode for Call of Duty has kind of been under wraps, right? Like I don't think we've seen anything except for that stylized trailer.
So they're throwing it together now as we speak.
They're still slapping it together.
Fucking that's why they didn't show anything at the reveal event, because there's nothing. They didn't have anything done with it yet.
Yeah.
Did you see what they were doing though? If I recall right, they were literally taking a bunch of old maps from older games and stitching them together.
Yeah, they're creating
that's going to be the world.
Yeah, it's like one big map, and then they're putting all the old maps, like the classic favorite maps from the past, and piecing it together on that big map, and then giving you ways to get between one and the other.
If it can be consistently 60 frames a second and have that feel, that Call of Duty feel, I'm interested.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could be eating my words, but there's just everything that's surrounding this whole idea just doesn't sound. I mean, they're outsourcing this one mode, and it's being very tossed together very quickly. There's probably a lot of sleepless nights happening over there. Is it Ravensoft that's doing it?
Yeah, Ravensoft. But I mean, frankly, I'm glad that they're doing an open beta. Like, I'm glad they've got the balls to do an open beta for it, right? Because anytime a game gets an open beta, I trust those previews way more than I work at IGN, I got a review copy, and here's a preview, right? Because sure, I can read one person's thoughts on a game, from their time playing it, but when you have an open beta and you let the dregs of society get on your fucking servers and play that shit, there will be a consensus all across the internet, and that to me will speak volumes about whether this blackout mode is worth the effort, time, and money.
Well, can't wait for next year when they're like, we have made the most immersive and best Call of Duty experience ever.
It's basically where they give you you strap on a PSVR headset and they just give you an AK-47.
Yeah, you pay us $600 and we send you directly to the Middle East. We airdrop you in.
Yeah. You only get one life.
That sounds like a Mega 64 skit.
Yeah, seriously. Man, we'll see. Questions abound though, but we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it'll be great. Maybe. Probably not.
I fucking hate video games.
But they're so good, Collin. They're so good. Hey, so if you want to play World of Warcraft, you don't need to buy the game anymore.
Oh?
You just need to pay the subscription and you can play.
Oh. It's only so it's like $15 a month and the whole game's free?
$14.99 a month.
All of the expansions.
And all of the expansions. Ooh, except the newest one.
Aww.
Yeah, Battle for Azeroth. You're still gonna have to pay $50 for that one. Yeah.
That's too much.
Azeroth Metreon Synthos.
Bro,
Thanks,
that's
Raven.
too much, man.
$50, yeah, for that expansion. Comes out August 14. But like, if you want to play everything else besides that, you know, $14.99 a month. That's not a bad, you know. Like, even then, you're paying $15 just to test it out, right? In a way.
Yeah. It's already free to play, right? Still until level 20.
Yeah,
Did that change?
Yeah, it's like free to play up to like 30, level 30 or whatever.
And you get
it
there
is.
fast now, though.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours gameplay, maybe.
Right. But
Holy shit, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
because they boosted those bottom levels. Yeah. You
But
like
yeah, I mean-
you like swing your dick and you level up. Like in the
you
early
just
levels.
walk once and you level
Yeah.
up. No, but I mean, as long as you're paying that subscription, you can like go all the way to level 110. You can play through all of the expansions, all of their quests, all of their loot, whatever.
Also, can't you buy game time like with in-game currency now too?
yes,
you can.
Yes, you can. But I mean, obviously, like you need to be playing the game first, and to play the game, you know, you need to pay.
But theoretically though, you could do a one-time $50 investment and that's it.
Right, but you probably need to be playing kind of consistently.
Yeah, I fell so hard. I mean, I played Diablo probably the most, but I probably fell the deepest for a game with World of Warcraft that I ever have done in my entire life. No other game has made me feel guilty for playing other video games as World of
You know,
Warcraft.
actually, let me ask, since you're like Jack, you're the one who's played WoW the most out of the three of us, I believe, just in your time. Are you interested in the Battle for Azeroth?
Oh, I haven't been interested in. I walked away from Diablo or from World of Warcraft about 10 years ago now. It's crazy to say like a game 10 years ago. But yeah,
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was around 2008, 2009ish when I
So
stopped.
what, after Wrath of the Lich King, maybe?
Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King, exactly. Was the last one. Good guess. I
'Cause
got
I was
a
gonna
Death
say,
Knight, level 80.
Because I know Battle for Azeroth is getting some people interested in like going back into WoW, actually, from what I've been seeing online, because it's like a big war between the Legion and the Alliance or something. I don't really know what
Can
I'm
I
talking
tell
about at this
you
point.
how disappointed I was with that movie, too? That movie's not good.
It's not, no.
Holy, did you watch it?
No, I didn't, but I
Holy
haven't heard a
crap.
single good thing about it.
Dude, Duncan Jones like had all the goodwill too as a director. He did Source Code. Man, what a great movie! Source Code. If you guys have ever seen it, fucking fantastic movie, awesome movie. And yeah, it's like it was not a good marriage of him and World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is very not good. I dropped off
Yikes.
after 20 minutes. I was like, I don't need to watch any more of this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yep.
Well, because I've heard the lore for World of Warcraft is actually like pretty good.
In game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have a writing team dedicated to writing lore. There's books.
Yeah.
Like books upon books you can buy.
So it's kind of a shame that its first silver screen appearance is kind of like real shit. Real
Yeah,
bad.
they had high hopes for that, and they will never make a sequel to World of Warcraft now in film. Ever.
Nope.
Ever. It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Final news story here. I kind of mentioned it a little bit when I was talking about Octopath, but there's a shortage of physical copies of Octopath Traveler, actually. Like an
Interesting.
actual supply and demand issue here.
This has happened
You
in the
want a
past.
copy from Amazon? No, just too bad.
Yeah, Amazon's
buddy,
back
buddy
ordered.
guy.
I guarantee you it's temporary. They're going to make more. Those
Yeah.
parts are not hard to make, and they just underestimated demand for the film.
Well, they are harder to make than Blu-rays.
Right, but not prohibitively so that they're not going to. It's going to be scarce forever. Like they're going to.
Yeah, it's not like NES or SNES cards.
Apparently, it's going to take like a whole month to get back into stock, though.
It will.
For
Yeah.
a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean-
so like the director on the game was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, we completely underestimated. Please consider downloading the game."
Yeah, they were straight up, please consider downloading digital. Like, because that's the only way, like, that's probably the best way for you to play it right now if you were trying to buy it.
I was only going to do it that way to begin with, but turns out
Yeah.
the game's not that good, so I don't want to download it at all.
Only breaks my heart more that I fucking lost
Right.
out on that Target order.
I had 2 copies of Breath of the Wild. I had the Wii and the Wii U version, and the Wii U version I think is like hard to find now.
I didn't know that game was
Wait.
on the Wii.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry. Switch and Wii U. Sorry.
Well, I mean, Jack also said he was playing a 3DS in 2005. So
Yeah, there's that too.
DS.
Hey, there it is.
So you just mess up English language, and I just mess up consoles.
Bringing it full circle.
yeah, I fucked the English language, but at least I get my fucking dates right, Jack.
Oof. You're taking this very personally, Colin.
So personally.
So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I mean, you don't really hear that often anymore, right? Like, oh no, we're running out of physical copies of this game.
I mean, it's fucking Nintendo, so I mean, granted, it's a third party, but it's still Nintendo.
No, yeah, I mean Squeenix, but yeah, Nintendo is just notorious for like, we ran out of magic
I remember this
Nintendo
happening
juice
for Fire Emblem Awakening. I remember this happening.
Yes, it's hard to get a physical copy of Fire Emblem Awakening right now.
I mean,
For
it was when it
Fates.
first came out. Like they just didn't have enough.
Yeah,
You know, I
Yeah,
had
Can't
one.
wait to pay $100 for a physical copy.
That's one of the few
I think-
games, Robert. Fire Emblem Awakening is one of the few games I actually kept, and I still have a physical copy.
I think what is it? Bravely Default also had that problem when it first came out. Like physical copies were kind of hard to find, and it's just like, come on, guys, like come on, get your shit together.
That should not be happening in this day and age, folks.
Same. I think about does it though for us for this week on the Tiny Disc podcast. So just a couple housekeeping things. Next week, Colin and I are going to be on the road. So we're putting together a different kind of episode, kind of a like greatest hits, if you want to think of it that way. So it's not going to be a usual episode, but like definitely check it out. It's still going to be full of fun and full of laughs and full of good goofs.
Yeah, this time next week, your boys are going to be stuffing their face with Lou Malnati's pizza in Chicago.
My mans. And then the week after, possibly a TBD for right now. Just depends on how settled in Colin and I can get into Seattle. That's about all I've got for you guys. Do you two have anything housekeeping wise?
Nope.
Next time we come at you with a fresh episode, we're going to be hitching you up from the Pacific Northwest, baby.
Yeah, boy.
The move
So
will have taken effect.
Please be excited.
Please remain
be
excited.
Ready ahead.
We're going to be shilling Amazon super hard because we're going to be living in Amazon's headquarters.
Yeah, I'll probably end up with a job at Amazon and selling my soul for Amazon rock and roll.
Selling your
Prime
soul for
citizens.
2-day shipping.
Yeah, we're going to get Prime licenses for a driver's license. Like they have a little Prime logo in the corner to drive our Prime cars.
Yeah, you just every time we deliver a Prime package, we put Tiny Disc Podcast. Be like, hey, listen to Tiny Disc Podcast.
Hey, I noticed that you're ordering a copy of a video game. You know where else you can find video games on the Tiny Disc Podcast? That's where you can find them.
You know what we should do? We should open those copies of those video games, take them out of the plastic, open them, put our sticker in there, close it, and then put it in the box.
Well, probably take the game. Might as well make a little bit of cash, right?
Might as well just commit that. That's
Just
fine.
a little bit of cash, right?
Yeah.
Probably we're not endorsing theft. So hey, if you have any questions, comments, concern, feedback, etc. for us that you want us to read live on this currently pre-recorded show, you can email them to us at tinydiscpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can find all of those links on tinydisc.com. That's where you can also find all of our previous great funny episodes, like one episode where we decided to record a road trip to Cedar Point. For some reason, it was a good episode.
That happened, and Robert was very surprised to see Confederate flags in rural Ohio.
Yeah,
Is that a fucking goat?
Is that a sheep? Is that a
Is that a
sheep?
fucking sheep?
Is that a fucking sheep? You'll find out next week. You'll hear what we're talking about. Hey, if you enjoyed our episode this week, consider leaving us an iTunes review. That would mean the world. It'd mean so much. It would.
We'll read it live on the air.
Yeah, we'll read it live, and it'll actually fuel our car on the way to Seattle. So you'd be kind of getting us free gas in the form of internet points. So
That's true, and I'll throw some colonisms in there to make it real special.
hey, so yeah, leave us an iTunes review. If not, tell a friend. Just let them know. If not, you know what? Go next year on Amazon Prime Day. Kind of just buy like the weirdest fucking lightning deal you can find and send it to someone random on your friends list. And just in the gift like receipt, just say, you better fucking listen to Tiny's podcast.
Or I'm taking this gift back.
Or I will fly over you.
Here's to you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
All right, guys, start packing.
Thanks, Colin. Hey, so where can we find you guys online?
You can find me at booboo__55, aka Collin Amano on Twitter. Follow me there. Follow me on Instagram at the same username to see all the pretty pictures from the legendary road trip. See you guys in Seattle.
mr._CEPEDA on Instagram.
Hey, on that gram. You can find me at Pinoptimist, PINOPTIMIST. Colin, do we have a hashtag for the road trip?
Oh fuck. Dude. It had to be like what, TDP do PNW or something? I don't know, something like that.
No,
Excuse me?
none of that.
What was that?
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't.
What was
We'll come up with something better.
TDP in Seattle. Hashtag TDP in Seattle.
Hey, I don't know. We'll hit you guys with a hashtag if we really think of one that's worth it. Hey, thank you so much for listening to a Tiny Disc podcast, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
See ya.